Hello everyone. Hello everyone. A warm good evening to one and all present here. SunSmart 2.0 is a digital and non-formal education communication to support young people to connect safely and positively through online. So I'm Akash R. Along with me, I have Priyanka, which we are privileged to be your host for today's event. So before moving ahead, I request everyone to raise up for the Bharat Scouts and Guides prayer.
दया कर दान भक्ति का हमें परमात्मा देना, दया करना हमारी आत्मा में शुद्धता देना, हमारे ज्ञान में आओ प्रभु, आँखों में बस जाओ, अंधेरे दिल में आकर के परम ज्योति जगा देना, बहा दो प्रेम की गंगा, दिलों में प्रेम का सागर, हमें आपस में मिलजुल कर प्रभु रहना सिखा देना, हमारा कर्म हो सेवा, हमारा धर्म हो सेवा, सदा ईमान हो सेवा, वो सेवक चर बना देना, वतन के वास्ते जीना, वतन के वास्ते मरना, वतन पर जान फिदा करना, प्रभु हमको सिखा देना, दया कर दान भक्ति का हमें परमात्मा देना, दया करना हमारी आत्मा में शुद्धता देना.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. A scout is never taken by surprise. He knows exactly what to do when anything unexpected happens. With this quote from Lord Robert Baden-Powell, I now request the IT team to play the reflection video.
I like being you, said the reflection in the mirror. To me, you are perfectly perfect. I blushed. Me? Yes, you. And by the way, you have wonderful eyes. I blinked, astonished. I do? Absolutely. They sparkle like stars on the darkest of nights. I gazed downward. Thank you. Your eyes sparkle too. Sweet of you to say. You have a marvelous voice. I gently whispered, You really think so? Of course. You sound as joyous as a songbird, whistling in the trees. And you have a magnificent smile. I sheepishly grinned. Well, Mama always says, start every day with a smile. I agree. Your smile is as bright and cheerful as the sun in the sky, and you are quite smart. I took a step towards the mirror. I do try very hard. You sure do. You're as brilliant as a rocket scientist. I like that you are friendly. I leaned in closer. It's very important to be nice, you know. It sure is. You're as peaceful as a butterfly. And you have a lot of courage. I raised my head high. I auditioned for the school play today. Outstanding. You're as brave as a lion. You're a fantastic dancer. I spread my arms wide. Watch how fast I can twirl. Around and around I went. Amazing. You're as graceful as a dolphin gliding through the sea. I plopped on the ground, giggling as the room playfully spun around. And you have a terrific laugh. Thank you very much. Your chuckle fills the air with bubbly joy. But most of all, I like your heart. Your kindness is as beautiful as a rainbow. I stood up and walked towards the mirror. To me, you are perfectly perfect. I gently pressed my hands against the glass. I like being you. We smiled in unison. I like being you too. I want to be you forever.
Wow, that was indeed an amazing shortcast, isn't it, Priyanka?
Yes, Akash.
Yes. So thank you so much, IT team, for shortcasting this. That's really made all of our day something really special. So Priyanka, I'm very much worried
Why, Akash?
because I feel that I want to raise my voice on something, but my voice isn't heard.
No, Akash, it's not like that. You know why?
Why?
There is a platform with which you can raise your voice.
What? Like really? Is it so?
Yes, it is. You know, there is a platform known as YouReport. It is a social messaging tool and data collection system developed by the UNICEF to improve citizen management, inform leaders, and foster positive change. The program sends SMS polls and alerts to its participants, collecting real-time responses, and subsequently publishes gathered data.
Wow, the sound supers. And I'm also a reporter and a ambassador. Are you?
Yes, of course, as
So,
I
my
am.
dear participant, yeah, wow, it's indeed. So, my dear participant, you want to know what is Europort, right? So, if you want to know, just give me a thumbs up or reaction button, or you can say yes or no in the chat box. Yes, give me.
Sir and madam, आपकी
Yes, I'm getting many responses from you all. Yes. So, yes.
Thank you all for your responses. If money help a man to do good to others, it is of some value. But if not, it is simply a mass of evil. And the sooner it is got rid of, the better. With this empowering quote from Swami Vivekananda, it's now time to welcome our esteemed guest for the day, Mr. Amit Ayush Priyadashi, NUNV Communication and Digital Media Officer, Civic and Youth Engagement Officer, New Delhi, UNICEF India. A hearty welcome to you, sir. I now invite Ms. Jaishika Chauhan, facilitator of BSG DSG International Serves Point 2.0, to facilitate the guest speaker of the day.
Thank you, Priyanka. Hello, everyone. I am Jashika. Do you know, nothing can stand in the way of a power of a millions of voices calling for the change, giving young people opportunity to raise their voice and empower them and make them feel like they belong, they are valued, and their contribution matters. This competency feeling also help youth fully engage and develop them team building and leadership skill. We the youth are the only people who could have made this movement possible. You Report India is a digital platform where we hear your voice on issues that matter most to you, like education, career training, health, climate change, current issue, and so on. Moving ahead with the program, I am honored to invite on screen an inspiring personality, very enthusiastic and young and talented leader, Mr. Amit Ayush Priyadashi, advocate LLM, NUNV, Communication and Digital Media Officer, Civic and Youth Engagement Officer at UNICEF New Delhi. Heartily welcome you, sir. The screen is all yours.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome, and this is always an humbling experience being in front of you guys. I personally don't think I do deserve so much appreciation at one time, but I do appreciate you giving those. And with that, I really want to welcome all the women and men present here with us, and I'm happy to see you like all together. It's I mean, while seeing, as I have mentioned time and again, seeing all of you in uniform is always a beautiful experience for me, because it looks so good. You look so formal yet so informal at the same time. I don't know how you pull that off, but I'm really amazed to see that every time. It never fails to amaze me. uh, with that, I would like to share some things with you, share what we have achieved in the past few years, and share how we have achieved that. However, I have been with Ureport for less than a year now, but my experience with BSG has been at the peak of the participation while we have been doing it. And I know most of you already are U reporters, but I'm inclined to explain about what U report is a bit before we jump on to see more exciting things what has happened, and the developments what have been on U report. So yeah, maybe I can uh, I do require host privileges to share my screen. I do not have that yet. So yeah, if I could.
Sir, please to check. I think you got the access.
I am, yeah, I yes, I got it.
Now you can share. Yes, now you can share.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll quickly start with my presentation. I'll just share a few points very quickly, uh, take you through the whole journey of PSG with us. Hope my screen is visible. If yes, then maybe I can start.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so first, a few things which I want to like focus our eyes on, how, especially not you report centered, because as I mentioned that most of you are already you reporters. So quick brief introduction for those who aren't aware of it, and yeah, and we can jump to special things that how BSD and you report participation is going on. I really want to talk about some of I think most of the U ambassadors are already here. I am talking to one right now, actually. I'm seeing him, Akash. And yeah, and what we have achieved together. And then I want to talk about one of our most recent achievements, both digitally and on ground as well. So yeah, let's start. So what ureport is actually, so ureport is a messaging, it's a common anonymous messaging platform which is made by which is created by youth participation. So originally in India, right now Europort India is being managed by UNICEF, but it doesn't have to be that way. UNICEF around the world is being managed by CSOs and youth volunteering organization and steering committees who are members of organizations and volunteering groups like BSG, and they come together. They say what they want to create, they get the funding to create it, and that is how it happens. On the left you can see how a typical conversation goes on with you report on WhatsApp. But I would like to say that it's available, while it's available WhatsApp, and most users are WhatsApp users only. We do have it on Facebook Messenger and Telegram. For Facebook Messenger specifically, because most of you in the household, there could be just one or two mobile phones, like smartphones. So with Facebook Messenger, one or more youth can join with one device only. And like I said, that it's a youth led movement, because as Akash mentioned, it's a place where you can raise your voices uh, to people who actually will make the change eventually. That is specifically the government. Whatever you interact with on Ureport, the data is captured on the back end, which is presented to the ministry, who eventually make the changes for the youth accordingly. So the topics are like education, career, job, skills education, health, governance, gender, mental health, and there are a lot of things going on, like climate change, the most recent one. So you it's there is another aspect of joining Ureport, is where you can be a part of 21st century life skills training, where you can learn real life skills by interacting with Ureport, and that is all completely free. None of this is being charged. Even if you are invited on a summit or a conference which is national or international, that would be tailor made for you reporters in a way that is completely voluntary, as well as it's free to join, and you will get recognition for joining it because, like I said, you are a you reporter. Now, finally, we have crossed the 1.4 million mark, which is actually overwhelming for us, because we are operating currently. The core of Ureport is being operated by 4 people, and none of our are especially for Ureport exactly. So it's an overwhelming experience because all the team members are working for the UNICEF as whole, but Ureport is a part of our project, but it has become a really big part of the project, and that is what is being overwhelming since. Yes. Okay. Now maybe we can start talking about how BSG and Ureport has been working in tandem together. And yeah, like the saying says, how it started and where we are. So I'll quickly show you something. So we all know that we have crossed the 100,000 mark with BSG participation. And this picture you see, so another thing I wanted to share with you, there had been a photo and video shoot with the BSG members in Bhubaneswar, where they volunteered to be part of a grander self of a video and a photo shoot. They came, and there are a lot of beautiful pictures captured about them, and video which are made. So both of those are being used in India as promotional material for Ureport. They are everywhere now, the faces that you are seeing right now. And one more thing, that a recent development, Ureport Global has captured the pictures and videos, and they maybe started promoting those pictures and videos on a global scale, because because you can see they look so good in these pictures. And yeah, that is one thing. And if you want to know about like, this is a very short presentation, and if you want to know more about BSG and our partnership, you can just go to Ureport india.ureport.in. There is a separate tab created for the story, which takes us to the journey, how Ureport started and how it's being engaging for BSG particularly. So you can go ahead and see this story, which is on the main page of Ureport currently. Yeah. So moving on. Okay, so I'll quickly tell you about the U ambassadors. Who are they? What are they? How they work? So U ambassadors were originally 12 people, BSG members, BSG youth, who volunteered to be part of something of like a task force, who will be like a self-sustaining content creator. So as I said, that any content on Ureport is not created by UNICEF or Ureport itself. It is a conglomeration of many organizations coming forward, giving their own content to for us to engage with, and then we broadcast it to our users. So we get data, polls, quizzes, etc., tasks even most of the times. And yeah, and these people were brought together to create content which will be for BSG specifically. So any work, any content that BSG want to publish, these U reporters will come in, start drafting those messages, start drafting the way it will flow, start drafting, even start translating it into the 10 regional languages, apart from Hindi and English, of course. And then they will also put repositories, educational materials. It's a whole thing that happens in a long time of like 1 month. Of course, they complete it in like 2 weeks or so, because like I said, they are more hardworking than anyone should be. But yeah, and this was attained by under a training session. So WAGS usually does this with other U reporters around the globe, and this is something we did in tandem with WAGS and with their model actually. So the training was designed in a way that could teach them how. Even some of them also create hard-coded logics on Rapid Pro, which is a software on the back end. So it's a whole package of how they work, how they are a self-sustaining content creators. And yeah, you can see most of them pictures are there. Some of them have dropped out, some of them are changed, some of them are new. One is smiling over here, and yeah, we can we can move forward with that. So what have we achieved together? Now, these are just 4 strong points. Of course, there are a lot of things more, but a very strong thing to see over here is the reach, which is actually the third point which I have put. So, like BSG, why this partnership is necessary? One reason is that U-Report is not a promotional area because we do not have on-ground participation of students. We can either reach out them with social media, etc., anything which is digital exclusively. BSG has a lot of participation on ground from not only like state, district, but blocks, even tehsils. We have BSG members, volunteers actively engaging with the community. Having this partnership actually helped us reach those BSG members who are in hard to reach areas, remote areas, etc. So that was actually should have been the first point. The next is that we have done a lot of polls and quizzes. Most of them has been a lot successful interactions or pan India actually. Numbers that, like I had said, that we are already 100 million plus, sorry, 100,000 plus. And yeah, we are a strong group of dedicated young adults, which I say specifically because even if you are under the age of 13 and you are a BSG member, you are already acting like an adult because you're working for the community. That is why I chose these this word specifically. Okay, so now something which has happened really amazingly with us. So most of you already know about this. This was an interaction actually created by young women across the world, selected actually countries of the world from the Her World Her Voice campaign project actually, and they came together under the banner of WAGS. They created a poll which was tailor-made for climate change on the World Thinking Day, and they created a poll which actually took some key data of how climate change is affecting women and girls actually. So this is why this poll was very important, and we knew about the reason why it should be. And since like BSG has participation of both men and women, this was supposed to be sent to pan India, and it was sent, which resulted actually in 103,000 plus unique interactions, which is so in an interaction which is as small as this, we haven't seen such numbers because we have seen, so there are numbers for 400,000, but there are that are for a very large sum of a lot of money has been flown in those interactions. But this being a free for all interaction, 103,000 plus unique participations is a feat in itself, where 52K plus was women participation, which was actually required for the poll. It was made for women 13 to 30 age. And yeah, and thankfully the women participation was 50% plus, which resulted in 52K plus. The amazing fact about this is you see 52K plus women. This participation is more than all the participation of the world that took part in the in this poll actually. So yeah, so let that thing actually wrap around your head for a while. Yeah, okay. So how this was actually achieved in is a thing which we worked in tandem with BSG and other organizations as well, because so we had a message you can see on your left. So with the generic message, which was that this is a poll designed by this people, this organization, and it talks about this. Do you want to take a part in it? Was actually accompanied with what it has in store for you when you complete the poll. So we had actually 2 surprises. One of which was actually a relevant plugin by CCES, that is climate change sustainable. That is a different department of UNICEF, and they came across and brought in actually two plugins. Plugins were actually two conferences, a larger group of summit, where some individuals would be invited on their platform. They can join the conference, they can be a part of the larger conference, and they can get like certificates and recognitions after once they are completed. And these conferences were once in a lifetime, because it has been happening for years now, but this was a first time that was happening digitally. So it was, and it was on sustainable development, both of them. So it was relevant to the part, the poll actually. The second thing is actually what Himanshi came up, and she asked me if we could do that. Actually, we both decided that this should be a special thing where it could be a start of digital badges. We gave out the BSG SDG badge, which you can see on the upper right corner of the presentation, to people who completed the poll, both men and women. And that will be in repository for that. That is something which is permanent on UReport. So you get a badge for BSG SDG, and that will be on your permanent record as a UReporter. So yeah, that pretty much takes us through the whole journey of how it has been. For it's a very brief presentation. I haven't covered most of it, and because we do not have time to actually talk about everything that BSG has done, and there are a lot of things happened across the years. But yeah, there are two things which actually Madhushri will be showing us. The two videos which I was talking about, the very well made, high budget studio quality videos, in one of which has been a case study of one of your members, very active members, and one is the general UReport promotional video where BSG is a prominent part of. So yeah, before we start with the videos, I would like this stage open for any questions if you have. If not, maybe we can move forward.
So I request all the participants if you have any inquiries, feel free to ask to Mr. Ayush, or you can put in the chat box, and you can unmute yourself and ask him directly. So please use this golden opportunity, my dear friends. Yeah. Okay. So I think no one has any inquiries regarding this.
I have one question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, Amitash, so the poll which you have mentioned in UNICEF, in the UReporter platform, right? Is it still open? Is it still available? And if one has to complete the poll, how he or she has to do it?
So it's still live on UReport, not on the main menu of the UReport, because it was supposed to be live until 19th of February. Sorry, 15th of Feb. So we took it down, but it still can be accessed through the trigger WTD 22. That is World Thinking Day 22. If you just type WTD 22, this poll can be accessed, and you can complete the poll.
Okay, thank you very much.
Most welcome.
Yeah, does anyone else ask anything from Mr. Ayush? Anyone? I think no one has any kind of inquiries or not. So shall we move ahead?
Yes, Amit Ayush, would you like to share a few important points, like interesting facts about UReport India website?
Okay, so quickly, I'll just say that you can visit UReport India website, where is the World Thinking Day 2022 climate change campaign is currently live, and you can see the results for yourself. If you can just scroll down a bit and or go on the opinions tab on the upper right corner. Sorry, left corner. Yeah. Yeah. If you scroll down a bit. So for any further studies that you may have, or if you want to see how the poll is doing or has done in the since we started it on YouReport, you can see all the data which I mentioned earlier, which actually has the number of male and female participants on this poll, and the 103K plus unique participations which I was talking about are people specifically. All these people are unique participations, because none of the YouReporters were allowed to re-enter the flow to have the poll. So whatever you are seeing are all unique participations. These are not repeat users or repeat poll takers. On the right hand side, so this is for every participation. If you want to do a study on any kind of interaction on YouReport, you can just come on the opinions page. On the upper right hand corner, you will find a search bar. You can search for anything. There are a lot of BSG interactions over there. You can go ahead and just take a look at it and see how the poll did. Or so you have the map of India over here. If you select any state, you can check which district of that state has how they have done in the poll. So it will have data of every state with their numbers, and even have the data of how many male and female members of that state has taken and a particular district have taken the poll, of what age criteria have they taken a poll. So until this is also, this will be forever on YouReport website. However, it won't be on the main page for long. So I told you how you can search for it. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, what is happening. And you can see for which questions, how many people have responded, on which questions, how many people have gone to the end of the flow. Every information, including the age, gender of that particular question, is recorded in this opinions page, which is a very actually huge repository. If BSG does anything with YouReport, if there is an interaction, you will automatically get a page in the opinions page for it. You can live track how many people are interacting with the flow. Yes, Madhu, I think, yeah, that's.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful session. So it's really like, as I said already, like it's really a golden opportunity for us that you are you have been here with us. So once again, thank you so much for your wonderful session. And let's move ahead. Before moving, once again, I would like to request all the participants that you have any kind of questions or any kind of inquiries, please, please feel free to unmute yourself, and you can also use the chat box for that. And yes, over to Priyanka.
Yes, thank you so much, Amit sir, for your inspiring session and pouring so much of knowledge on what is YouReport. Thank you once again. So I now request the IT team to play a short video with regard to the UNICEF.
YouReport in India is a movement of 1 million young people across the country taking actions to drive positive change in their communities and their own lives. Using simple messaging technology, YouReport gives young people in India an opportunity to know about issues that matter and advocate for better services and policies. The platform is free, voluntary, and keeps responses anonymous and confidential. With issues ranging from the current COVID-19 pandemic to climate change and career aspirations to gender equality, the YouReporters use Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp and Telegram to give their opinion, receive verified information and opportunities on topics relevant to them, share youth-friendly resources and toolkits, and learn about 21st century life skills, all in a fun and engaging manner.
मुझे यूरोपोर्टर का जो कॉन्सेप्ट था वो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, जैसे कि ऑनलाइन क्यूज आना, ऑफलाइन एक्टिविटी लेना, लुकर मीटिंग लेना, कम्युनिटी में कोविड को लेकर अवेयरनेस करना, ये मेरे लिए नया था।
YouReport में मैंने यंग वॉरियर चैलेंज कंप्लीट किया था। यंग वॉरियर चैलेंज के दौरान मैंने बहुत सारे अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम किया था।
यहाँ पे एक्साइटिंग एक्टिविटीज़ होती है जिससे हमें पता चलता है कि स्टिग्मा क्या है, सामाजिक कलंक, डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, भेदभाव क्या है।
मेंटल हेल्थ के बारे में बहुत कुछ सीखा। ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस लेते हैं, डिप्रेशन में हैं, उनको हम कैसे गाइड कर सकते हैं, उस चीज़ से उनको कैसे बाहर निकाल सकते हैं कि अपने मन की बात हम कैसे किसी से कह सकते हैं।
इसमें बहुत सारे एक्टिविटीज़ थे, लाइक जब हमारे क्लाइमेट के ऊपर जो भी कन्वर्सेशन होता है तो उसको देख के मैं सीखा कि मतलब क्लाइमेट इशू क्या चल रहा है, तो इसके ऊपर हम काम करना शुरू किए।
फंडू में मुझे मतलब कुछ करने जैसा होता है, लेट्स डू इट जैसा कमाल होता है। बिजनेस प्लान वाला भी था, वो भी मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता था। उसमें ऐसा लगता था कि हाँ यार मुझे भी बिजनेस करना है। तो जितने भी टास्क होते थे बहुत मज़ा आता था उसको करने में।
Being a YouReporter has really changed the lives of these young kids. Let's hear it from them.
YouReport हमारे छोटे छोटे किए काम को एंजॉय करते हैं, सेलिब्रेट करते हैं। तो उनके द्वारा दिए गए टास्क में पार्टिसिपेट करके मैंने खुद को समझना दोबारा से शुरू किया।
YouReporter से मैंने लोगों के बीच में जब अपनी आवाज़ लाई तब मुझ में ये कॉन्फिडेंस आया कि हाँ मैं लोगों के सामने बात कर सकती हूँ एंड अपनी बात रख सकती हूँ। अब दूरियां बढ़ाना चलो ठीक है, पड़ा लॉकडाउन लगाना चलो ठीक है, घर में बंद पैसे आना चलो ठीक है, पड़ा लॉकडाउन लगाना चलो ठीक है, घर में बंद पैसे आना चलो ठीक है, मिले एनजीओ से खाना चलो ठीक है, ज़्यादा भीड़ मत लगाना चलो ठीक है, चलो ठीक है, चलो ठीक है, चलो ठीक।
अजकल ਦੇ ਯੂਥ ਲਈ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਟ੍ਰੈਸ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਕਾਫੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ YouReport ਇੱਕ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਲ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੀ ਗਾਈਡੈਂਸ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਯੂਥ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਾਂਗੀ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ YouReport ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜਨ ਅਤੇ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਬੈਟਰ ਕਰਨ ਅਤੇ ਦੂਸਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਬੈਟਰ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਨ।
Do you have the will and passion to drive change?
Come, join YouReport today
by sending hi to 9650 414141 on WhatsApp, by tapping on Get Started on @youreport.india on Facebook Messenger, by sending hi to @YouReportIndia_bot on Telegram.
Our voice matters.
Wow, that was truly an inspiring video. And yes, if you are not a part of YouReport, please join now. And so, yes, moving ahead with today's program, requesting the participants to get into their respective breakout rooms for further discussion.